You thought the last goodbye was final. In the silence you tried to bury this connection. Yet something ancient stirs. Souls that were once woven together do not unravel easily. He stands at the edge of his old life, hands shaking as he lets go. You are the horizon he walks toward. Your meeting was not random. Heaven planned it long before you breathed his name. The angels whisper that you were a prayer answered, not an accident. They lean close and tell you this returning is part of a mission. He left because he was afraid of his own softness, but the thread never broke. He felt you in every breath. Even when the world said move on, there was a knowing deeper than thought. You have been the safe harbor, the sanctuary his restless heart longs for. Do not doubt the sacredness of what you share. There is a reason you feel him before he knocks. A reason you sense his tears across miles. The universe does not play with hearts, it aligns them. When he chooses you again, it is not weakness. It is destiny awakening. Feel the embrace of the divine hand guiding this reunion. You are not alone in this unfolding. Heaven is on your side. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He felt every touch like a spark, every word like a revelation. He saw himself in your eyes and it terrified him. The intensity of what he felt made him retreat, as if stepping back could lessen the pull. You wondered if his distance meant indifference, yet his heart was a storm. He loved you in silence because he feared failure aloud. You healed him without intention. Your smile softened his defenses. Your presence calmed his restless thoughts. The angels say he still carries your scent in his memory, a comfort and a haunting. They say he pulled away not because you lacked something, but because he lacked tools to hold what he had never known. He did not know how to be seen without armor. There is sorrow in his avoidance, regret woven with desire. He learns in his absence that real connection is not a threat, but a refuge. Your compassion continues to reach him across invisible lines. In quiet moments he feels you like a melody that won't leave his mind. Allow this awareness to soothe you. It was never about your worth, it was about his capacity. You once believed love meant holding tight, fear of losing, desperation disguised as devotion. Now you understand love like a river, guiding but never trapping, embracing every curve yet never forcing a direction. He steps away and your heart aches, yet something in you trusts. You feel the current carrying him back when he is ready. The angels remind you that true union honors freedom. They say, the love you offer does not cage. It opens windows. You are not a jailer. You are a lighthouse. He is drawn not by chains but by the light you emit without effort. Even when his steps take him elsewhere, he is still navigating by your glow. Release the urge to control the timing. Love is not a bargain to be measured. It is a field where souls dance, sometimes close, sometimes apart. When he feels safe enough to return, it will be because he chose, not because he was pulled. And that voluntary return will be sweeter than any forced stay. Trust that love rooted in freedom cannot be lost. It can only transform and deepen. There were nights when his absence felt like a verdict. Silence can sound like rejection when your heart is loud with longing. You replay conversations, search for clues, wonder if you misread everything. But silence is also a chamber where seeds germinate. In darkness, unseen things take root. He withdraws not to erase you, but to meet parts of himself he had neglected. The angels speak gently, do not equate quiet with coldness. In the void the soul expands. He needs space to understand the depth of what he feels. You need space to remember who you are beyond this connection. In the stillness, you hear your own heartbeat. You feel your own breath. You learn that being alone is not being abandoned. And as he wrestles with his own shadows, he feels your presence like a warm hand on his back. He may not answer your messages, yet he senses your prayers. Trust that the quiet is working. Underneath, the soil of his heart softens. Roots extend. When he emerges, he will carry the fruit of introspection. And you will have discovered that you are whole even when waiting. He wandered through connections that left him more empty than before. He whispered wishes without words, yearning for a presence he could not define. Then you appeared, not as a savior, but as a mirror. In you he recognized home. Your laughter felt like morning light. Your tears invited his own. The angels affirm that you were the answer to prayers he never knew he prayed. They say your souls had promised to find each other long before your bodies did. You did not need to perform to be chosen. Simply by existing, you matched a longing. When he tries to diminish what you share, remind yourself that the bond did not originate in his mind, it arose in spirit. You are not a substitute or a second option. You are the fulfillment of a sacred request whispered through time. Let this knowledge comfort you when doubts creep in. He may try to rationalize or run, but his heart knows. And the heart's knowing always outlasts the mind's confusion. Waiting can feel like a punishment. Days stretch out, filled with unanswered questions. You want closure, movement, resolution. Yet heaven uses waiting as an alchemy. What seems like delay is often protection. The angels murmur, "What is slow to you is precise to us." They remind you that time is a river with bends you cannot see. In the pause, wounds heal that would have reopened if rushed. Strength forms where there was fragility. Dreams mature in ways they could not under urgency. He is learning things that will allow him to love more deeply. You are discovering parts of yourself that flourish without validation. Divine timing is not cruel, it is meticulous. Your impatience speaks of your desire, but your soul knows there is wisdom in not forcing. Each sunrise you feel a little more grounded. Each night you feel a little less anxious. Trust that what is meant for you cannot pass by. It may take a route you did not choose, but it will arrive exactly when it can be sustained. When he left, he carried unhealed grief. Life had hardened him, losses had stacked like stones. He thought he needed to protect himself by building walls. In his time away he faced those hidden pains. He confronted memories he had buried. Tears he had never allowed himself to shed finally fell. The angels witnessed his breaking and saw it as a blessing. They say, his heart needed to crack to let light in. Grief did not destroy him, it softened him. It taught him empathy, humility, the beauty of tenderness. Now, as he comes back, his eyes hold a depth that was absent before. He can sit with discomfort without running. He can listen without defensiveness. He can cherish without clinging. You too have changed. Your compassion now includes healthy boundaries. You no longer try to fix what is not yours. You meet him not from a place of rescue, but of partnership. The reunion becomes not a repeat, but a new chapter informed by pain and grace. There comes a point where you release your grip, not out of defeat, but out of faith. You surrender the need to understand every detail, trusting that a wisdom beyond you is orchestrating. The angels stand at the path's edge, lighting the way with gentle hands. They whisper, "Let yourself be guided. We are here." As you loosen your hold, You feel an invisible embrace. Synchronicities appear, a song that speaks to your heart, a message that arrives when hope wavers. These are not coincidences, they are signposts. You realize that you are not in control, yet you are not abandoned. The path unfolds step by step. You are invited to walk, not to force. He is invited as well, in his own time. When you both align with this guidance, paths converge naturally. At the end of this chapter, rest in the assurance that guidance is constant, even when unseen. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. There is a tender power in vulnerability. Tears are not weakness. They are rivers that carve new landscapes within. You have cried alone in the dark, feeling raw and exposed. He has too, though he may never admit it. The angels bless every tear. They say, each drop waters the garden of your soul. Through vulnerability, you access authenticity. You stop pretending you are invincible. You allow yourself to be seen without masks. This openness fosters connection deeper than performance ever could. When he sees your vulnerability, he recognizes his own. It invites him to lay down his armor. He might stumble, but the compassion that arises from shared tenderness will hold you both. In being open, you risk hurt, but you also create space for genuine love. Let your softness be your strength. It draws in those who are ready to meet you there and filters out those who are not. Acceptance is not resignation. It is the quiet agreement to stop wrestling with what cannot be changed. You look at your history together, not through regret, but through gratitude. Each moment, even the painful ones, shaped you. You release expectations of how things should have gone. You allow what is to be enough. The angels nod as you breathe this acceptance. They say, in letting go, you free both of you. When he returns, you are not grasping. If he does not, you are not depleted. Your worth no longer hinges on his choices. Acceptance blesses the present with peace. It allows love to flow without obstruction. It lets you receive new possibilities. And in this spaciousness, miracles often occur. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10.